In the name of Allah, the entirely of merciful, the specially of merciful, today, inshallah, we're gonna discuss a new lesson from Mega Goal 6 and the second semester with me. I'm teacher Sami. Let's begin. Our lesson today, inshallah, is a revision for Unit 1 and 2. So, according to this revision, we have 2 element points and our objectives. We should apply it or we should discuss it at the end of our lesson. So, our objectives today, it have 3 things. We will discuss the vocabulary through Unit 1 and 2, and we will know the meaning of it. We will play some games through it. After that, we will discuss the grammar and form, meaning, and function on every unit. And the last step is we fitting exercises from your workbook, and we will apply the grammar through that. Ready for our lesson? Let's begin. So the first part of our lesson is from Unit 1. Everyone makes mistakes. Every vocab and every grammar I will show it now. It's belong for Unit 1. Okay, look at these exercises here, or exercise, sorry. We have a lot of words inside balloons, and we have numbers. We should fit which suitable synonyms or meaning for every balance. So number 1, absent-minded. What do you think is it? Let we press number 1 and see, which means thrown away, which means thrown away. So we can fly that balloon. Number 2, a deceive, which means harm. So we can fill up balloon number 2. Number 3, automatically. What do you think that word is? We can say that it's a something done without thought, as it's done by a machine. This is about automatically. And word number 4, damage. What do you think damage is? So we can say damage is a material that causes 2 materials to stick together. That is the meaning of it. And 5, discarded. What do you think is it? We can say it's found everywhere. And the last one is ubiquitous. What's the meaning of it? We can say forgetful, distracted. That is the meaning for that word. Okay, from this exercise or game, we found that we have 6 vocabulary quick check through that unit, and we already discussed it. Now we will go to the second exercise, or second page, sorry. Okay, now I will transfer from vocabulary to the grammar. Our grammar in Unit 1 is talking about models in the past. What do you think models in the past is? Before I will discuss that point, and we will know the kind of it, the structure of it, and how we can use it, let we discuss what is the meaning of models. So models, that something or some word as might, may, should, could, and must, that we can use it in that time or this tense in the past. So how we can apply that one, and how many kinds, and what is the purpose of it, and so on. Models in the past have 6 types. Number 1, we can say that we can use may or might have plus past participle. For what we using this? We're using it to suggest uncertainty or possibility about the past. So if we want to discuss something or suggest something about uncertainty in the past, we can use may or might have, then we will put the verb in the third condition. This is about number 1. Number 2, could have plus past participle. Could have, it used in 2 ways. Number 1, we can use it to talk about the past with uncertainty, or to talk about an action in the past that was not taken, which means you didn't do it already. Number 3, must have, in which time I can use must have. So the structure of it, we should put must have plus past participle. We're using it if we wanted to drawing a conclusion about the past or the events happen in the past. Number 4, should have plus participle. What do you think is it, or how we can apply that one? We're using it if we want to talk about the mistakes that already doing or made it in the past, or expectations that have not been met. And the last one, was or were supposed to. Be noticed here that after all these 4 kinds, we should put or fit the verb in the past participle, because already we use the models in the past. But with supposed to, we should fit the verb at the past form. That which means we can use it to express that experimented action didn't happen. So we can use was supposed to, or we can use were supposed to with the plural. And the verb is the base. That is the conclusion or summarize for our grammar on Unit 1. How we apply models in the past, how many kinds, and the structure for everyone, and the purpose for using or usage for every one of it. Okay, let's go to this exercise or that game. We have a question about the passive models, and through that question we can make an introduction about the passive and what is the difference between passive models and models in the past, or the structure of these two. Choose the correct passive models in the past. We have 4 sentences. Number 1, the money could have been given to the poor. Number 2, the money could have given to the poor. Number 3, the money have been given to the poor. And the 4th one, the money could been given to the poor. At first, I want to ask you, which one of it is correct for models in the past? What do you think is it? I think so that could have given is the suitable one for the model in the past. But about our situation passive models, we should notice that the structure of it become as that way, could. So models plus have plus been plus verb in the past participle. And from that 4, we notice that number 1 or letter A is the correct one. Okay, question 2. Models use suggest uncertainty or possibility about the past. What do you think from that model is suitable for this definition? Which one of them can I use it for suggest uncertainty or possibility about the past? Do you think is it must have, or should have, or may or have, may or might have, or could have? What do you think is it? So we think so that must, we can use it for conclusion about the past. Should have, we can use it for the mistakes. And could have, we can use it by 2 ways, at what I discussed before. And the right one is have. So the right one is the answer, may or might and have. Okay, let we check what we have after this slide. After we discussing or give a summarized about the grammar, let us apply it through that question from your workbook on page 3. At that necessary, the writer give it a space through these sentences, and they want from you to apply that model through that. So choose the correct options to complete the sentence. Number 1, she didn't come. She space about the meeting. What do you think is it? Must have been forgotten or must have forgotten? Which one the talk about her situation? So must have forgotten is the right one, because already the subject inside this sentence, already we know them. But we can use the structure with the passive form. Number 2, that mess space a long time ago. We have to choose in should have been cleaned up or should have cleaned up. What do you think is it? I think so is should have been cleaned up is the right one. Okay, next slide we have more exercises about the grammar. Correct the errors in the sentence. They give it the errors in these three sentences. The first one as a model, let we apply it together. Sometimes I think I should have be a lawyer. What do you think? Where is the error inside that sentence? So we find that be is the error. The correct one is been. We should put or fit been instead of be. Number two, they were supposed to came over at 10. So what do you think is it? What is the error inside that sentence? They were supposed to came over at 10. How they supposed to came over at 10? So the correct one, we should say come, not came over at 10. The thief could have caught by the police, but they were too slow. What do you think the error is? We should complete it as a passive form. So the thief could have been caught by the police, but they were too slow. Okay, now we will go to the form, meaning, and function from the same unit and unit 1. Look at this two photo. What do you think you can see at that one? We can see some a and the. What we calling this in English? We can call that one is article. And in a form and meaning function, we can know what's the difference and what is the situation, and which time I will use the and a and that. Let's we see together, or let us see together. Articles, we have a and an. This is two letters from articles. So use the indefinite the article a or an before singular count nouns when we refer to the noun in the general sense, and when we mention something for the first time. So if you mention something for first time and you make sure that a singular count noun, we can use suitable one of these a or an articles. Okay, what about that, miss? So that we can say that or use it to definite an article that before singular and plural noun when we refer to something already none mentioned or defined. At first time, when we want to mention something for a first time, we should apply a or an. And the second time, we put the, because already it's, we know it, we mentioned it, we defined it. Okay, now let's go. According to the form, meaning, and function grammar, apply through that question. You have a space, and you should complete the exercises with this article, an or the. Let we see number 1. The website crashed because of space computer error. What do you think? This is the first time I mentioned computer. So the suitable article with it is a. Number 2. The tax accountant made space error of judgment, for which he has now apologized. What do you think is it? We have an error because it's began by e. So we can't use a with that word. Vowel letter. Number 3. After predicting disastrous result, he had admitted to having made a big mistakes when he saw the success of space new product. So they talking about that before. Which suitable article with the new product is that? Already we mentioned it at the previous or first syllable of our sentence. Okay, now we will go to the unit 2. But before I will discuss the important thing on unit 2, let me summarize about what we discussed already on unit 1. We discussed the 6 vocab and we applied it through a game. After that, we discuss what we have or what we call about the models in the past, how we apply the passive form with it, and so on. And after that, we discuss it through your workbook exercise. Now we will go to unit 2, against the odds. Against the odds have a lot of words in that unit. So we're applying as a game. Look at these words. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. All of it have a definition. And according to this unit, also title, let we discuss what the meaning of for everyone. So the first one is disoriented. What do you think disoriented is? Which means that confused, makes your mind confused. Number 2, exhilarating. What do you think exhilarating is? We can say it is able to be found. Something able to be found. Haggard. What do you think haggard is? We can say it is very thin and tired. Okay, what is the fourth one is? Hallucinating, which means that imagining things that are not real. So this situation happened with the people hallucinating, that means imagining things already in the real, not found. Intact, remaining whole and unharmed. And number 6, reception. What do we mean by that? The quality of radio waves received by a device. And the last word is detectable, which means that able to be found. Okay, make sure that you can use that academic words through writing skills, and it's improve your writing and improve your writing vocab or synonyms. Let we go for the grammar from that unit. On that grammar, we have such that and so that. At first, I want to notice you that so and such, we can use it for make the adjective stronger. And we can use such that, so that, to give a result, a cause and a result for the sentence. At first, such that, the structure of it is, we should put such plus adjective, then we will fit a noun, then that. Which means that we can give a cause and result from that sentence. And what about so that, miss? So we can fit so, adjective, or adverb plus that. If you notice here, there is a different situation between them. Number 1, so plus many and few, or sorry, so plus adjective or adverb, this is the first one. Number 2, so plus many, few, and plural count noun, it comes with that. So we can use many and few with the plural count only. And so much, a little, with the non-count nouns plus that. So much and little, it comes only with non-count noun. Okay, according to the previous grammar, we can apply the throw this exercise from your workbook on page 18. Let us discuss this exercise together. Rewrite the sentence using such, so, so many, so much, or so little, or so few. There was less than a spoonful of butter. It was impossible to make a cake. The first one as a model. There was so little butter that it was impossible to make a cake. So they join these two sentences. The main clause with the adjective clause by that, which means that they give it a cause and the reason. Number 2, they speak without stopping. You get a headache after a while. How we can join this together? They speak so much that you get a headache after a while. Number 2, only 3 students passed the test. The test was repeated. How we can join this together? So few students passed the test that it was repeated. As you notice here, we using so few that with countable noun. Okay, exercise 2. What we have, or before we applying that, let we discuss the grammar for that exercise before. Reducing adverb clause. What we mean by reducing adverb clause? An adverb clause can be reduced to a participle phrase when the subject of adverb clause and the subject of the main clause are the same. So if you found the verb in the main clause and on the subject clause at the same verb, what we should do, reducing adverb clause. To do this, drop the subject in the adverb clause and follow it with the gerund. Okay, look at these examples before. After we met online, we discovered that we live in the same town. So they mentioned the verb in the two clauses at the same. So we met and we live. Again, how we can apply that one, or how we reducing adverb clauses to it? We will write by that way. After meeting online, which means that we discovered that we live in the same town. Okay, now we will transfer for the complete for our grammar from Unit 2. Now we will talk about the past progressive. What is the usage for the past progressive? What is the structure of it? How we can apply it? What is the suitable sentence with it? So use the past progressive. This is the structure of it. Be plus present participle. How we can take it? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 kinds of the past progressive. Kind number 1, we're using the past progressive when we describe what was happening at a specific time in the past. So if you wanted to discuss something happened already in the past, you should apply the past progressive with it. Number 2, if you want to express about the past progressive when we talk about temporary situation or state or an action. So if you have a temporary state or an action, you can use past progressive with that sentence. Kind 3, use the past progressive with always to describe a repeated or annoying action. So if you have a repeated action in the past, you should apply the past progressive. Kind 4, use the past progressive to describe 2 actions that were happening at the same time. So we can apply that one if we have 2 actions that happen in the same time and we want to express, we can use the past progressive to it. This is what would belong for the past progressive. The last things from our meaning function, for meaning and function, that how we can use was and were. Okay, look at this slide. We can use was or were with going to, and we can use it again with about to. And all of them, the structure of it as this. Use was or were going to, or about to, plus the base form to what? Or what is the purpose, miss? To refer the actions that were intended but probably didn't happen. So if you have an action and you are not sure about that happen or no, we can apply that was or were going to and or about to with that sentence. Don't be forgot that the base form comes after that grammar. Okay. Now we will talk about the past perfect tense. What do you think past perfect tense? And what is the structure of it, miss? What is the suitable situation when we're using it? We can say by summarize things about that grammar. Use the past perfect tense, that is the structure of it. Had plus past participle, which means the third for your verb to indicate an action that happened before another action. So in which time these 2 actions, miss? In the past. So these all 2 actions happen in the past. And if you want to indicate the action, we should apply the past perfect tense with 2 parts. Okay, they told us that past perfect progressive and past simple tense is different or are different. How we know that? We use the past perfect progressive when the activity was in progress at the time for another activity or event happened in the past. Again, we use the past perfect progressive, that one which we discussed before in the previous slide. When the activity was in progress, that the time another activity or event happened in the same time. But in which tense? In the past also. Okay, now we will apply all this grammar with form meaning from that unit 2 through these questions. And if you want more to practice as a necessary, you can return to your workbook and you find a lot of exercise. It's helping you and for developing you choosing a correct answer. Complete the sentence with the correct form of the verb and partners. Use the past progressive, past simple, past perfect, or past perfect progressive tense. They give it to you 4 tenses. And they want from you apply through these 2 things. Let's we begin. Number 1. The tortoise space eat their lunch when a thief space steal their camera. What do you think is it? Which one is suitable? In which time that action happened? So we can say that the tourists were eating their lunch when a thief stole their camera. Okay, number 2. The space worked hard all morning when he decided to take a break. What do you think is? We can say they had been working. So this is a passive form that we're using, a past passive form. Hard all morning when he decided to take a break. And be noticed that all these 2 actions happen in the past. Okay. Before I will close our lesson today, I will make summarize about what we discussed already. We divide our lesson for 2 parts. The first part, we're talking about Unit 1 and the most important elements as a grammar, meaningful, and the vocabulary or synonyms of it. And the second part, we already talk about the vocabulary and also we talk about the grammar. We mentioned the form, meaning, and function as a summarize. Then we apply at the end by the exercises. We already take it from your workbook. If you need more exercises, you can fit again to your workbook. There is a lot of exercises there. And by the end of this lesson, I would like to thank you for the good follow-up, and I would like, I hope to see you again. Thank you.